Thank you everyone for joining us today. We're excited to gather with all of you. I'm Holly Waddington with Carpet Diem. I'm currently serving as the Homemade Board President. This is Don Adamson. He's the Homemade Utah Executive Director. We have traditionally in the past gotten together to do a breakfast, but we know time is of the essence for everybody. So we wanted to make sure we still took the opportunity to gather together. This year in particular has been really exciting. I'm excited to go through all the numbers with you guys, to see the projects we've been working on, to see what we have in store. But this has been just a huge thanks to you, to your efforts. Want to take a second here to recognize, if we can get this to click, there we go. We want to make sure we're recognizing our standing board members. The success that Homemade has had in the 5 years that we've been here in Utah is a large thanks to our board members, past board members, current board members, and then their associates, which is a lot of you guys, the trade partners within the industry. It's amazing to look back when we are looking at the impact reports, when we're looking at the projects we've completed. Very humbling feeling, and thank you so much for everybody's collaboration in all of this. So for those of you who aren't aware, I just want to give a quick background on who Homemade is. So we focus on three different sections here. First, education. We want to make sure we're educated on what the homeless needs are within our community here in Utah. And then second, we need the community engagement. So once we're figuring out what those needs are, we need to engage everyone, which is a large part of why we're here today, making sure you're understanding how we can help, which is obviously on the construction side of things. We are the official 501c3 of the Salt Lake Home Builders Association. So we have that unique relationship with the home building industry, and that's where we can bring in the value for these homeless providers. So they have set up their programs, they're giving the client services, but where we can come in is help on that facility side of it. So whether it's new construction or remodel, Don's going to go through, you'll see how vast the projects are that we've worked on. There's so many needs right here in Utah, and I feel like we've done a great job tackling a lot of those projects this year.
A lot of awesome stuff. Thanks, Holly, so much. So Holly, for those who don't know, was installed as our new board president a couple of months ago, replacing Nate Ship, who had been with us since our founding 5 years ago. But 2023 was an amazing year. And of course, we don't want to bore everybody with every detail of every project, but it is very difficult to reduce to one slide the impact that was felt throughout the year with each of these projects. I mean, starting in February, we did a turf project out at the Road Home Family Shelter, where the FEMA tents that were placed in their landscape area during COVID had destroyed the outdoor play area. And thanks to the generosity of Woodside Homes and Utah West Landscape and several of their partners that they brought in, we were able to remove and replace all of the landscape area with artificial turf that will last for years to come. And I think that project was best memorialized by one of the young girls at the shelter coming out and exclaiming that she couldn't believe that we had built this for them. I mean, those are the kinds of heartwarming things that are happening. We're making a difference for families, for individuals, for children across the board. And that's what I love about Homemade, is this collaborative approach. Not only are we just working with people experiencing homelessness, but we're working with people experiencing homelessness in a variety of ways and places and through various service providers. We are able to spread our abilities and generosity and resources through the entire continuum of care for those experiencing homelessness. You can see Family Promise, we were able to remodel 3 transitional housing units. Life Start Village, also, we were able to provide a refresh of one of their residential units. And the Family Support Centers, Clinical Education Center, where parents can go for counseling and help. They also received, project help, namely from Carpet Diem here. Holly and her team were amazing at replacing all of their flooring. We repainted at Life Start Village their phase 2, which is kind of a small townhome village where single parent families, can have a chance to kind of break that cycle of being in shelters and in places where they don't have associations, and the kids in the evenings, they're out riding their bikes and playing ball and having a typical upbringing. And then finally, the Other Side Village. We're part of the 400 unit master planned tiny home village for the chronically homeless that's being built, and Homemade pledged that we would helped facilitate the build of 10 of those units, the first of which was built on the Realtor campus through amazing generosity and led by Steelbuilt as our builder captain. And that unit, that ribbon cutting was amazing, and the villagers were able to attend. And we look forward to continuing that project this year and finding builders and suppliers who are willing to engage in that effort. What's amazing about Homemade is how much we're able to do because of the generosity of our building industry and our trade partners. This year we spent, you can see there at the bottom, $42,000 in donated funds. And we were able to achieve $436,000 in construction value for our providers of homeless services, almost a 10 times return on donated dollars. Year to date, in the 5 years that Homemade has been here in our state, we've spent just over $500,000 of donated funds and been able to procure another $1 million worth of donations and discounts on labor and materials on our projects. And all in all, providing over $1.5 million in construction projects to our providers of homeless services, over a 200% increase in value on donated dollars. So that's what makes Homemade so wonderful. Not only are we able to spread it around, but we're able to take donated dollars and maximize their impact in multiples. In addition to the facility projects, a lot of people probably know Homemade from our diaper drive. Diapers are easily one of the largest expenses for families who are struggling, and they're not covered by government safety net programs. And you can't go get them at WIC, and they're not covered by food stamps or anything like that. And interestingly, they're taxed at the standard sales tax rate, even though they're a necessity. The challenge in that is families who are in need end up leaving their kids in diapers longer than they should, which is unhealthy for the kids. And the average parent who is struggling misses 4 days a month of work because they can't provide diapers to their child's daycare. And so it becomes a kind of a horrible cycle where they can't go to work and earn the money to pay for the diapers, and they can't go to work because they don't have the diapers. So starting in 2019, we began with our initial diaper drive, raised 110,000 diapers. This last year, 2023, we kind of leveled up and initiated the event with a diaper house competition in which 10 groups, 10 builders and other groups decided to build competitively tiny diaper homes, and brought in a record number of 700 and almost 68,000 diapers. Our 5-year total to date is over 1.8 million diapers that have gone to the Utah Diaper Bank for distribution throughout the state of Utah. That's one thing really awesome about Homemade Utah. All of your donations, all of your efforts, they stay here local to our community. We are serving our friends and neighbors in need. So with that in mind, all the statistics and everything, you think, well, this is awesome. Well, it is awesome, but let me tell you why we do it. First of all, I'll go back and just tell you quickly about some of the projects that we have in store. Obviously, we've talked about the Other Side Village and the 10 tiny homes that we're looking to build this year. One of our other projects is the Seeger Memorial Clinic. It's a free medical clinic in Ogden, Utah. This building was previously owned by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It was used as a family history center. The Seeger Clinic was able to acquire it through some generosity and some donations. And this will be 7 times larger than their current facility in the basement of the Ogden Rescue Mission, where they offer free walk-in medical care. This will be amazing. It will have all disciplines. It will have an on-site pharmacy where people who are experiencing difficult times can walk in, be seen, be diagnosed, receive treatment, and be on their way, no questions asked. And then another project that is in the works, we've been in discussions with Family Promise of Ogden, who's been operating their program out of a rented fire station, a decommissioned fire station, which is going to be redeveloped. And so they're looking for a place to build a new program facility. They've secured a piece of land and have asked Homemade to help leverage our associates and networks in building that facility for them. So we've got great things in the works, great things coming up, and these are just a few of the projects. If you have interest in contributing to a project, not only financially, but if you're a builder or a trade supplier, we would love to have your participation. You can get on our website, you can reach out to us via email, and we want to partner you up with the right project for your needs. But going back to my question about why do we do it? So this is an image that was taken here in Salt Lake City. This fellow's name is, his street name is Savage. This image was taken by a fellow named Robin Pendergrass, one of our friends here at Homemade. And he's a Getty Images photographer. He was actually nominated for a Pulitzer because of this image. This image, I think, strikes me and was nominated for a Pulitzer because of the raw emotion that's being conveyed. Savage has just endured what we call a homeless abatement. So as you're going around town and you're seeing these, these tent communities and these homeless encampments, well, the city, in the name of safety and sanitation and whatnot, they periodically will go and clean these camps up. Unfortunately, at times, there's very little notice for the residents of these encampments, and they really can just pack up what they can pack up and carry on their own in just a matter of minutes before everything else is removed. And so you see Savage there, who's just endured one of those abatements, and everything he possesses in the world is in those 3 bags. You know, oftentimes I hear people say about the people experiencing homelessness, well, why don't they just get a job? Well, I often have to explain that they're not even in that mindset. They're in a survival mindset. They're wondering where they're going to sleep safely without having their things stolen or without being abused or beaten. They're wondering where they're going to go to the bathroom next when that need arises, or where they're going to get their next meal. And when you are constantly consumed with the matters of survival, it's pretty tough to even consider what the next step might be. And that's where we come in. HomeAid seeks to build and renovate shelters and facilities that will help these individuals overcome those basic needs so that they then can focus on what the next step is. How do they build their resume? How do they find a job? How do they gain the education that they need? And together with your help, we can be successful. In our community, we can do better. Homelessness is on the rise, and we as a community, we have the ability to collaborate and do things better and alleviate this human suffering. And that's why we've invited you here today, is to engage you and your generosity in this cause. So HomeAid now is running what we call our Thanks for Giving campaign to celebrate our 5th anniversary. It's been an amazing 5 years here in Utah. And as you've seen, we've been able to make a tremendous impact. We hope to make a significantly larger impact. Our fundraising goal for the next 12 months is $500,000. And with that money, we feel like we can go and we can work with our associates and our trades, and we can have an even bigger impact, a bigger footprint on this community issue and help these people. So I know we promised we would only take 15 minutes of your time, and we're so grateful you would take a few minutes and attend this with us. I don't particularly like Zooms, but I recognize their efficiency. And so we just want to give you a few minutes. We're going to end a few minutes early, and I'm going to put up a slide with a QR code on it. If you're willing and able, you can scan that QR code with your phone camera, and it'll take you directly to a donation portal. We just want to thank you for your support and wish you a very, very happy holidays. Thanks again.
Thank you.
So we'll just leave that up for you for a few minutes. Holly and I'll try not to say anything too crazy in the meantime. You can also go to our website at homeaidutah.org. You can learn more about HomeAid. You can learn more and see about the videos. The diaper drive video from this year was amazing. It'll give you a little perspective on the homes that were built and the enjoyment that we had there. We're hoping to make that diaper drive even bigger next year, potentially maybe even at an indoor venue where we could run multiple days and have more public engagement. But there's lots of great things going on. So we are very grateful for those who are willing to engage, and thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.